You serious? I mean, like, this is not a meme. This is real. I promise you, it is 100% authentic, and it is just as amazing and spectacular as you might imagine. Yes, that's right. Julie Wolfe, news director at some random news place, patted herself and her fellow journalists on the back. They are basically heroes suffering right alongside the rest of us. You know, they're just like you, except they manufacture news and don't actually report on anything. But anyway, yeah, an open letter to journalists at the end of the toughest year of our careers. Are you serial? Seriously. Now, Julie, come on. You know that journalists are probably the most easily replaceable commodities on the planet. You literally just feed garbage to us every day. You manufacture outrage. You tell us how to think. Your job is pathetic. The amount of actual, real, hard-hitting reporting that happens these days is but a speck of sand in the desert of garbage fear-mongering. Dear 2020 journalist, you are stronger than you know. By the way, 4,500 comments to 1,000 likes and 1.7 thousand quote tweets. 1.3 thousand, sorry. You are stronger than you know. If I had told you in January you'd produce from home, track from your closet, master Zoom. You have to master Zoom? Oh no! Who could possibly figure out how to use Zoom? Oh yeah, school children. An anchor from your living room. You would have laughed and then cried. Working from home is so difficult. Especially for a journalist. But here you are, focusing on facts, seeking truth, double, sharing stories. Well, that's probably true. Wearing your masks, bathed in hand sanitizer, doing your job. Oh, can we just take a minute to leave a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button? There's actually been a glitch that's been running. I've been talking to Dankula about it over the past couple of weeks, that people are just getting unsubscribed every day at like 2 or 3 in the morning. So if you think you're subscribed, maybe just double check. And if you aren't, make today that day. A job that some people hate you for doing. No, they don't hate you for being a journalist. They hate you because you aren't a journalist. You are a propaganda. You are a piece, a gear in the cog of the machine. You don't care about truth. You were strong enough to battle the isolation, the fear of the unknown. Yes, being a Western journalist, working from home with your high-speed internet is super difficult. Strong enough to ask tough, soul-searching questions, not just in our interviews, but in our newsrooms. Strong enough to ask for help because we all needed it in 2020. You're not one of us. If you are a journalist at the end of 2020, you are strong. Stay strong because what you do matters. It actually doesn't. Really, between social media, like Twitter and Parler, you get all your news there. You don't need some newsreader to read it to you. There's never been a more outdated job. I suppose chimney sweeps. No, they still sweep chimneys. What about a cobbler? They probably still exist. But literally, journalists have been replaced by citizens with GoPros, by independent YouTubers. Merry Christmas, you've earned it. Yeah, you sure have. Let's see. It's Nicholas Yorio, an open letter to journalists. You are not special or important. A lot of you should probably learn to code. Uh-oh. Lauren Chen. Michael Malice, I don't think you appreciate the level of hatred and contempt the average person feels towards you. Mark Dice, you are a non-essential worker. I mean, like, these comments. Enjoy your ratio for this dumpster bin tweet. I've never hated journalists more considering what you passed as journalism this year. Here's Phil on here too. You deserve the ratio. The media that has earned every bit of malice towards the people, a malice people feel towards them. How about this? Dear 2020 American worker, you are stronger than you know. If they had told you in January your own government would confine and bankrupt you while ending the elderly by confining them with sick people, and the media would cheer them and condemn you, you would have locked and loaded. I had to cut that part out, but Undoomed in there with the self-suck meme, which is very cool. Here's a journalist investigating ways to make crisis all about them. And then this is probably a good time to call out a fun Twitter handle. I hope they're on Parler too. Journos Post Els. This one made their list of just a few others. How about this guy's teaching his young son how to boo the press. Boo bad media, thumbs down, he said. Yeah. How about this one? I'm like 2 days late, but since everyone's sharing their experiences, here's mine. From the deplorable on the eve of Trump's inauguration, a truly unforgettable affair. This is about Martin Shkreli. Martin Shkreli's here. Asked him about a Twitter ban. Told me I look like a douchebag, and he'd rather crack his beer bottle over my head. I mean, how about this one? Imagine being an advisor to the President of the United States and sending these messages to a reporter seeking comment. So the voting machines, which yours was touting, you agree that they're just a theory. Dude, you're still a screeching cuck. I don't talk to eunuchs. Well, I mean, like, nobody respects you. Here's just another hilarious one. So this is a certified blue check mark. So a spring must have snapped in my doorknob, and now I'm fully stuck in my bedroom. It's a weird antique knob. So does anyone have ideas? Small mercy. My kids are on the other side of the door and happily fetching me snacks while the grown-ups brainstorm. Take the door off the hinges? It takes like a minute? Thanks to an amazing friend who saw this tweet, I now have a contractor who specializes in old houses on site. He also cannot open it, but is trying to talk me through disassembling the hinges. Oh my, it's so easy. I cannot do it. This is fully humiliating. They are now trying to rescue me via a ladder. Our neighbors are watching. My husband cannot stop laughing. I mean, what? Journalism faces a crisis in trust. Journalists fall into two very different camps, and for how to fix it. Journalism faces a well-documented crisis of trust. The long-running decline in public confidence in the press is part of a broader skepticism that has developed about the trustworthiness of institutions more generally, leading to an overall trust recession in the worries observers who speculate about the endgame of this downward spiral. Well, yeah, nobody trusts you. If journalism is dull in 2021, if journalism has retreated to a place of normality, if it's comfortable, we know journalism has failed because 2021 is journalism's year of unmasking. We'll learn what the industry believes in, what it's actually committed to, and how seriously it took the 2020 installment of the so-called reckoning. We will learn what journalism organizations are willing to do when they can no longer claim chaos is thwarting them and diverting their attention. We've watched the industry tie itself into knots over years with issues like equitable coverage, hiring practices, and even language use. In response, many news organizations made promises both publicly and internally about focusing on diversity and change, with a guarantee they'll do better. They won't. They won't. There are good journalists out there. They just don't spend all day on Twitter and look like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.